All right, everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. You know, we love to get a little weird here on the show.
That's right.
And today's no exception. We asked you guys to send in some articles about stuff you wanted us to, take a closer look at.
Yeah.
And wow, this week's batch is particularly interesting. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
But hey, that's what we're here for.
That's what a deep dive is all about.
Deep dive, exactly.
Yeah.
So this week we're going to be talking about toilet habits.
Ooh.
I know.
That's a good one.
It's a little strange, but hey, it's something we all do.
Absolutely.
Every single one of us.
Daily.
And, maybe there's
Yeah.
some stuff we could be doing better.
Maybe.
So to help us make sense of all this, we have our amazing expert.
Thanks for having me.
I'm so glad you're here to really break down all this medical jargon into, some actionable advice.
I'm excited to talk about it.
Me too, so let's get right into it, huh?
Let's do it.
So one of the first things that really caught my eye when I was looking through these articles
Okay.
was this thing called the 5-minute rule.
Okay.
Have you heard about this?
Yeah. The 5-minute rule. I've heard about this.
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Like that's like one YouTube ad.
Exactly.
know.
You gotta, be efficient with your time on the toilet.
So what is this all about?
Well, so all of the sources that you provided talk about this 5-minute rule. And basically what it means is you should be spending no more than 5 minutes on the toilet at any given time.
Whoa.
And there are reasons for that.
Like what?
Well, when you're sitting on the toilet for longer periods of time, you're putting a lot of pressure down there, and that can lead to a lot of issues.
Uh-oh.
One of them being hemorrhoids,
Oh, no.
which are swollen veins
I've heard of those.
in your rectum.
Yeah.
And those can be really painful and uncomfortable.
Okay, so it's like a health thing.
It's a health thing.
Not just like a,
It's arbitrary time limit.
Exactly. So 5 minutes.
5 minutes or less.
You gotta keep it moving.
Okay. But what about, this is something that I've always wondered about. You know, that feeling of needing to go first thing in the morning?
Mhm.
Is that, necessary for good digestion?
So I thought the same thing for a really long time. And these sources actually clarified that for me.
Okay.
A lot of people think that you have to go every morning to be regular.
Yeah.
But it turns out that normal bowel movement frequency can actually vary quite a bit.
Really?
Yeah, from person to person. So like the sources say anything from 3 times a day,
3 times a day?
3 times a week
3 times a week.
can be considered normal.
Wow.
So
So I really don't need to, force it?
you don't need to force
As
it.
if I'm not feeling it?
No, if you're not feeling it, just listen to your body.
This is revolutionary information for me.
I know, right? I felt the same way. So we've talked about the 5-minute rule. We've talked about the myth of the morning poop.
Right.
But let's talk about something that we're all probably guilty of.
Okay.
Distractions
Distractions on the toilet?
in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I'm talking about bringing your phone in there
Yes.
or a book,
Or a magazine.
a magazine. Like how many of us are, trying to catch up on our reading
Right.
while we're doing our
That's
business.
very common.
So the articles that you sent in
Yeah.
actually had some
They have a lot to say about that.
things to say about that. What did they say?
So they advise against distractions, and it makes sense because, if you're distracted, you're not really paying attention to what's going on, and you might end up spending way more time than you intended, which, as we just talked about,
Right.
could lead to problems.
Yeah.
So
And you know what else I hate about bringing my phone into the bathroom?
what's that?
That fear of dropping it in the toilet.
Oh my God.
I've almost done it so many times.
I've heard so many horror stories.
It's like a nightmare.
Yeah.
I don't even want to think about it.
Okay.
Okay, so distraction's bad.
Distraction's bad.
5 minutes good.
5 minutes good.
Got it. Okay, let's move on to something a little less glamorous,
Okay.
but just as important. Constipation.
Constipation.
Yeah.
Such
So-
a common issue.
I think we've all experienced that at some
At
point.
some point in our lives.
So according to the articles,
Yeah.
what is the clinical definition of constipation?
Yeah, so the articles define constipation as having fewer than 3 bowel movements per week,
Okay.
or experiencing difficulty passing stool.
What do you mean by difficulty?
So straining a lot, having really hard stools, or just feeling like you haven't completely evacuated.
So it's really more about the quality
Yeah.
than the quantity.
It's not just about the number, it's about how it feels.
Gotcha.
And even if you're someone who goes 3 times a week, If you're used to going more frequently and suddenly you're not, that could also be a sign of constipation.
Interesting. Okay, so it's like
That's relative to your own.
to your norm.
Exactly.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's say someone's dealing with constipation. What can they do about it?
Well, the articles talk a lot about lifestyle changes.
Okay.
One of the biggest things is fiber.
Oh, yeah, fiber.
Yeah, increasing your fiber intake through fruits, vegetables, whole grains, that can make a huge difference.
I've heard that before. Eat more fiber.
And also staying hydrated.
Right.
That's so important.
Yeah, water.
Water, exactly. And something that I found really interesting is the articles also mention the connection between constipation and pelvic floor health.
Oh.
So when you're straining a lot, you're putting a lot of stress on those pelvic floor muscles. And over time, that can actually weaken them.
Oh, wow. So it's like a whole body thing.
A whole body
Not
thing.
just all
Like
connected.
the digestive thing?
It's all connected.
Wow. So much to consider. It's more than just, going to the bathroom.
It's a part of your overall well-being. Man, this has been so eye-opening.
It's fascinating stuff.
I really had no idea. So I guess the takeaway here is be mindful.
Be mindful of your toilet habits.
Listen to your body.
Listen to your body. Don't spend too much time on the throne.
5-minute rule.
Exactly.
And maybe leave the phone outside the door.
Maybe, yeah.
Unless you want to risk a watery grave for your device.
Exactly.
Wow. This has been a fascinating deep dive.
It has.
I learned a lot.
Me too.
Do you have any final thoughts?
I do, for our listeners.
Yeah.
So one thing that I think would be really helpful is to actually track your bathroom habits for a week.
Like in a journal or something?
Yeah, like a journal or even just a note on your phone, just to see, how often are you going? What's the quality like? Are you experiencing any discomfort? And you might be surprised by what you learn.
Okay. Track your poops.
Track your poops.
Got it. Well, thank you so much for joining us for another deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
And we will catch you all next time.
See you.